Hey guys, welcome to the Kansas City cast. My name is Mason. My twin brother Micah is over there, and this is our good friend Jared. We all sell real estate in Kansas City and have grown up here our whole lives and just really, really love the city and all that it has to offer. Today, we're going to talk a bunch about just Kansas City traditions. But first, we want to kick it off with the hot spot of the week. And this is one that I'm personally really excited about. Micah, you've got the hot spot?
Yep, the hot spot of the week for this week is Fritz's Restaurant in Crown Center, better known as the Train Place, where a train brings you your food and you get to eat it there. Have you guys been?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you have kids in Kansas City,
Yeah.
you've probably been to Fritz's, or it's only a matter of time until
you
Yeah,
go to Fritz's.
So
It was a staple even in our childhood. I remember
sure.
going as a kid.
it's been around a long
Um,
time.
So it's been around a long time, and it's a good. You pick up a little phone and you order. At least you used to. Do you
No,
still
you
do
still
that?
do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
still with the phone.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a few. I'll admit I haven't been in a few years.
Yeah, I took Marcy last year, I think it was, a few months ago. And same thing. Yeah, you pick up the phone and you order, and then it comes out on a train, and it's super cool, especially if you're a little kid.
I think it's still cool as an adult.
It is pretty fun. I mean, my kids are always a little disappointed if it's not the train that they wanted to come visit
Oh,
the
I
table.
saw we didn't
but,
even get to that
yeah.
whole. Yeah, she's not old enough yet to have a preference on
Yep.
which train it is. Like different colors.
Yeah, the different color trains, but
Yeah,
it's still pretty fun to have a train deliver your food. So
yeah, that's awesome. How do you, as an adult now, like, what is your take on the place itself?
I mean,
Because I have an opinion, but I'm curious what you think.
for what it is, it's a lot of fun. Like I totally get that. I mean, wouldn't necessarily be my first choice for like a great meal,
Yeah.
but it's a fun experience. Definitely worth taking the kids to experience, the train and everything. I mean, we probably end up there at least twice a year just because we're a Crown Center for something. So
Yeah. Yeah, you end up paying a lot for the food to be delivered to you by a train. Like that's definitely what you're paying
for sure.
because the food quality it's decent, but it's not like the
It's kind of
best.
like your typical diner food,
Yeah.
like burgers
Yeah.
and fries and onion rings.
I
It's
do
decent.
like you can get I can't remember what they call it on the menu, but you can get a combo, half and half fries and onion rings,
True.
and because onion rings are that way where it's like they're really good, but I don't know that I need an entire order of
That's
them.
true.
But you can have 3 or 4 along with fries.
You got to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you haven't been, it's well worth checking out, especially if you have kids, just for the experience of it. But know that going in, you're not paying for a 5-star meal. Biggest thing you're paying for is that experience, and it is a cool
Definitely
one.
an experience worth having.
Yeah, they've got a giant train out front, so it's really cool.
You can take pictures.
yeah.
They have they still have those cardboard like conductor
Oh yeah,
hats.
conductor hats. Yep.
Oh,
the
yeah.
kids
The house from that.
So it is cool. And then just if you're making an evening out of it, there's a Sheridan's right there in Crown
True.
Center too. So you just walk right down the hallway and grab some ice cream and that's your whole night.
True. We'll call that the bonus hotspot.
Sheridan's in Crown Center.
You always need dessert, right?
For sure.
Can't go
For
wrong.
sure. And that actually fits in really well to our topic today, Kansas City traditions, because Fritz's is definitely a Kansas City tradition,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If you grew up here, if you have kids here, you'll for sure wind up at Fritz's at some point. But Kansas City has a ton of traditions, just like a lot of cities, but there's some really fun ones, I think, in Kansas City that are so unique to what we do and how we live here. So I'm really excited to talk about that today. Let's just start with one of the first ones, like the Plaza Lights.
Yeah.
That's probably like one of the most iconic
That's probably
Kansas
the
City
biggest
things.
one, I would think. Yeah.
If you're in Kansas City from Thanksgiving to New Year's or even a little after New Year's, like the Plaza Lights is a must do. Super, super fun to go see those and enjoy your Christmas shopping or dinner on the plaza during the winter holiday season.
So when you say Plaza Lights, do you mean like going to see the Plaza Lights or being there for the flipping of the switch?
I mean, I have experienced both. I'm more geared towards going to see them.
You're not a
no,
go
I'm
to
not
the
usually.
big giant.
It's Thanksgiving night,
It
which is
is.
always a little bit tough. It is a fun experience, and depending on who is flipping the switch or whatever, can be really fun.
And the weather, right?
And the- True.
Thanksgiving. So sometimes it can be really, I don't want to say really warm, but warm for late November in Kansas City, to make it to where it's fun to hang out and
Definitely.
outside and go see that. And sometimes it's really, really cold. And so you're just waiting to like flip the switch. I
Yep.
want to get out of here.
And if you haven't been, it's a really, really well attended event. So it gets crowded and parking is a challenge. And so you really do have to go. I think they flipped the switch at like 7. But you have to get there quite a bit earlier, to make sure you get a spot. And depending on how close to the stage you want to be, that's a whole other thing, but it's a massive event. Yeah, it is definitely, if you haven't been for that, if you've gone to see the Plaza Lights, but you haven't been there for the flipping of the switch, it definitely is worth going to check out at least once. But you do have to kind of be willing to have some time in a big giant crowd and fight the traffic.
But again, like it's not just the lighting ceremony. So I think that's a fun part of the tradition is that like you can go for the ceremony and that's really cool to like have it be kind of dark and then like see all the lights flip on, on all the buildings of the plaza. It's super fun, but also like it's really fun to be there on like a Wednesday night and go for dinner and walk around the plaza on a seasonably warm day, which we always get in December, right?
Yep.
We always get like
you're gonna get at least a couple.
Yeah, we always get like a 50, 60 degree day in December, which is great. Perfect time to go stroll around the plaza, maybe grab dinner, ice cream or whatever, and just kind of enjoy the lights and the holiday season, which is just really fun.
We went a couple years ago and they had those carriage rides through the plaza.
Oh, yeah.
We did one of those around Christmas time. And it was really cool because it's a cool way to see the plaza lights with a little bit of a different take on it. Or you can go to the top of one of the parking garages and get like a really good view
Definitely
of most of the plaza, which is a really cool place for a cool picture.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely know some people who like, they kind of plan their Thanksgiving around this.
Yeah.
And so they always get a hotel down on the plaza.
Oh, wow.
That's a
and
good
then you can,
idea.
if your hotel overlooks the plaza, then you can like
Yeah.
watch it from your hotel room.
Yeah, that's the way to
go
do
out
it.
to dinner, like just make it
100%.
like a whole experience. And then there's definitely a lot of people who that's part of their Thanksgiving tradition is to go, do the lighting, hotel, dinner, that whole thing down there. So I think that's a really fun tradition.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to go. Don't fight the crowds and stand in the cold for 3 hours. Get a hotel room and just watch for it out your window.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I keeping on the Christmas tradition, Kansas City, we were just talking about Crown Center, the Mayor's Christmas tree. Mayor's Christmas tree is always a big, really fun. And now they've started doing like a winter market around this. Did you guys visit this yet?
I don't know if I've been yet.
I think they've only done it 2 years now. I think
I have
this
not
year will be the
been.
third. So Hallmark, obviously massive Kansas City company, has started doing like a winter holiday market around the Mayor's Christmas tree. So there's a bunch of like local businesses who have shops and stuff that they set up like on a little square outside of the ice skating rink out there.
That's cool.
Super, super fun. So it's like a American version of like a holiday market you'd find in like Germany or something like that.
Yeah. When does it run? Like right around Christmas?
Yeah, it runs basically like the whole Christmas season as well. So you can go, see all the lights around the Crown Center Square there, see the Mayor's Christmas tree all lit up and enjoy it. They usually have a couple like local restaurants you can get food from, and then a bunch of vendors who sell products that you can buy. So really fun way to see a massive corporation. Obviously Hallmark's like synonymous with gift giving across the world, but they're supporting local businesses by letting them set up in the square there and enjoy kind of what
That's
the holiday
really cool.
season is. So
I haven't been to that yet. You said this was the 3rd year for it?
I think this will be the 3rd year for it. I could be wrong on that, but I think this will be the 3rd year for
We're
that.
gonna have to go check it out this year.
Yeah. Crown Center is always a great place to go around Christmas because you can from the Christmas tree. And then if you want to walk, you could walk outside, I guess, but you can take the skywalk thing over and see Union Station as well, which is always.
And they've got the ice skating rink right there. So if you wanted to kind of make a big night of it, go eat dinner at Fritz's. Go ice skating, check out the Mayor's Christmas tree. Sounds like a really good night.
I've had that night with my oldest.
Yeah.
So took her ice skating and Fritz's and the whole deal, which is a great way to spend the Christmas season in Kansas City.
Yeah. Another place that gets decked out for Christmas is Union Station. They always do an incredible job with multiple trees and all the stuff hanging from the ceilings. It's a really, really cool atmosphere just to go see during Christmas, hang out, take pictures. I know our wives always drag us there at Christmas time to go take pictures. We'll typically find a day and go have breakfast at the restaurant at Union Station, Harvey's. So we'll go there and eat breakfast and then end up taking some pictures out by the tree. So that's a great place and become a tradition for us every year to go hang out in Union Station and see all that they do for Christmas.
Definitely. Yeah, Union Station's always really decked out for everything Kansas City. And that's become more of a fun tradition too, for Chief Super Bowl parade.
Yeah, we're usually back there in a couple of months after Christmas, right?
That's become the tradition every year, right?
the annual AFC Championship game.
Yep. they always shine the lights on it, and you have all the Chief stuff around and the big displays you can take pictures in front of. Yeah,
Yep.
Union Station does it right for all the. Would you call the Chiefs Super Bowl a holiday? I think you could call it.
Well,
I
I
think
don't
it
know if the Super Bow's a holiday, but the parade day for sure.
Yeah, right. At this point in Kansas City, right? We'll take it.
Not last year though. We were sadly beat, and that's okay.
That's
we
okay.
Will we'll wear that one.
You can't do it every year.
It's fair.
Nope. Here's to next year.
Yeah.
But-
I mean, keeping on Union Station since we're already there, they always do 4th of July at the station.
Oh yeah.
It's
Mhm.
always really fun. And then they do Memorial Day as well.
Yeah, the celebration at the station. I think
Celebration
is
at
what
the
they call
station,
that.
Yeah.
That is really well done. The Kansas City Symphony comes and plays, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a really cool way to honor just our country and the men and women that are giving their lives in service to the freedom that we enjoy, and it's really cool to do that. Obviously, Union Station in front of you, but then the backdrop being Liberty Memorial
Yeah.
and all that means with its history and obviously connection here in Kansas City is. It's the perfect place for it, and it's if you haven't been to that, it's a great place to spend Memorial Night.
Fine. Yeah, fun fact about Union Station, and fact check me on this because I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Do we have
that
live fact checkers on this?
During World War, we probably should. During World War I, Union Station was the second busiest train station in the country.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That does sound familiar to me. Like I don't think he's making it up.
No, I would think behind Grand Station in New York, Union Station, Kansas City was the second busiest train station
Wow,
in the country. So there you
that's incredible.
go.
You learn something new every day.
See, people think Kansas City's a boring place. Lots of fun things here,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Lots of fun things and lots of history.
for sure. What are some of your other favorite Kansas City traditions? I know that we have a lot more we could talk about.
Yeah. Well, this one's we talked about the Chiefs a little bit. This one's near and dear to our hearts. Red Friday,
Yeah.
Yep.
which it is I think established enough to be considered
Yeah,
a
for sure,
tradition.
for sure.
But yeah, obviously, if you live in Kansas City, you know what that is. If not, Red Friday, you wear your Chief red the Friday before a game day. So, and that ebbs and flows. The Chiefs tend to play on a lot of off nights.
True.
And so, sometimes you have Red Wednesday, if they have a Thursday night game or
Yep.
something. But it's really cool to see the whole city. And that's true. I mean, we talked about this a little bit already in one of the other episodes of just about our sports culture and how the city really rallies around the teams and takes on that identity. And that's true. I mean, you'll see it. Red Friday is one example of that. But as you get closer to those seasons, I mean, they wrap the streetcar in
Yep.
Oh yeah.
in different things for different teams. And Red Friday is just another example of how the city comes together and rallies around the team. And it's really cool to be out in public and you'll see Chiefs gear, people wearing red.
And you even see businesses get involved. A lot of the local McDonald's here, obviously they've got the Ronald McDonald House, and so
Mhm.
they'll partner and sell these little Chiefs flags for like $5, and all the proceeds go to help support that charity. And so it's really cool. I know we've gone several times, like just to get the flag.
Yeah.
A lot of locations they'll have, Casey Wolf will be out there. They'll have Chiefs cheerleaders. They make it kind of a big deal to really help raise money. And typically the day they do this is on a Red Friday, because that's when the city is out and ready to support their team. And so it's a good chance to do that and to help a really great charity here in Kansas City.
Mhm. You got to get up a little earlier. Usually they
Yes, they sell out pretty quick. So if you're not there by 6, 7 a.m., you're not really getting a flag probably.
but
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely like Red Friday is every Friday of football season, but especially true like the first Friday before like the first game. Like that's usually the big one that do they still do like there used to be a thing where people would sell newspapers like on the street corners and like the red.
I don't know.
There used to be, I remember that growing up, but I
Okay,
don't remember
I
if
haven't
they-
seen it in a
they
little
do
while.
anymore. Newspapers are kind of,
Yeah.
irrelevant on some level now, but
Less of those hanging around.
Right.
for sure.
Yeah, it is. And then as you push into obviously with the postseason success, as you push into that, obviously it gets the excitement just kind of continues to build and build. And I think more and more people, we talked about this last week, but more and more people get involved in things like Red Friday because even if you're not a super huge Chiefs fan, they start to do really well, have a lot of postseason success. It's easy to say, let's jump on and support
Yep.
our team.
Exactly. For sure. What other Kansas City traditions?
Yeah, the American Royal is really cool. It's it's a barbecue competition. And so you get a bunch of people together that are going to cook really, really, really good barbecue. And then you can go around and sample the barbecue there. And so it's a really great way to get a good taste of what Kansas City barbecue has to offer.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's if you don't know what it is, so it's barbecue competition. It's also like a rodeo,
Oh, yeah.
and like they show horses and that kind of
Mhm.
thing there. Pretty much like a play on Kansas City's tradition of being the stockyards, right? So super, super fun to go out there and see all the animals and enjoy some great barbecue and kind of experience Kansas City's tradition in a way that, we don't necessarily as much anymore since, 21st century, not really farm livestock people anymore,
Sure.
but it's definitely a huge part of our city. So
Have you been recently?
it's been a little bit since I've been, but I think they've changed it some. The barbecue competitions now at the Kansas Speedway,
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe. So
Yep.
so that's kind of a fun, again, like kind of the play on the state line there, some, which is kind of fun. Which, if I remember correctly, there's maybe some history of state line. You guys, American Royal.
Yeah, we had a country band for a long time, and it was called State Line Drive. That's probably
There you go.
But we played one year. It was actually out at Kansas Speedway, I
Mhm.
think.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, cool. When they had moved there, so yeah, we played on for one of those nights there at the American Royal. So it's a great time. I mean, the crowd was awesome, and people go out there to have a good time, and you get to sample a lot of really, really good barbecue. And if you're from Kansas City, like we are, you know what good barbecue is supposed
That's
to taste like, and it's a really good time to get to try a lot of those things in a different way, different than just going and picking up barbecue at a restaurant. Kind of make a whole night of it, and like you said, there's a whole lot more to it than just that, which makes it really fun.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's music and lots of fun things to do. So
Yeah.
and local celebrities here. I did hear somebody say once, true words, best band to ever come out of Park Hill High School. So I've heard those
okay.
words.
Okay,
So
I don't know who told you that,
Well,
but we'll.
I won't reveal my
well,
source.
I
we'll
guess we'll
take-
go with it.
Irish Fest is another good one.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of live music,
Yeah,
okay.
in Kansas City. Obviously, Irish festival that happens every year here in Kansas City. It's a great draw. So not only for people in Kansas City, but people come from all over to come hang out, have great beer, good music, and great food.
And that's at Crown Center, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Crown
where
Center.
the ice rink usually is and all that.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great. We have a cousin of ours studied abroad over in Ireland, and spent quite a bit of time over there. And she lives within a few hours drive of Kansas City now. And so every year for Irish Fest, she comes back
Okay.
and brings friends and all that. So it becomes that's really probably my biggest connection to it. I've only been down there once, I think.
Yeah.
And it's been a little while, but it's a really good time. If you haven't been, it's definitely fun to check out. They've got some really good music.
Yeah, and another Irish related that we haven't really talked about, Snake Saturday Parade.
Oh yeah.
So down in North Kansas City, I think Kansas City does their actually St. Patrick's Day on St. Patrick's Day,
Mm-hmm.
right? But Snake Saturday before St. Patrick's Day, huge tradition down in North Kansas City, doing a big, like massive Irish themed parade, right? Featuring a bunch of local organizations, I think marching bands, like the whole deal. But kind of your quintessential American, Main Street parade, right?
Yeah, I was, but we didn't get to go last year. Marcy's birthday falls right around when St. Patrick's Day usually is, and yeah, we didn't get to make it to that. But it's a great time, especially if you have kids, to take them out there and see all of that. Did you guys go last year?
We missed last year, but we've definitely been before. It's a great time. And hotspot that we've talked about before, go sneak into McLean's
Yes.
now that they're in North Kansas City.
Yep.
Grab a great breakfast treat and then go hit the parade.
Yep.
So
That's the way to do it.
that's right.
Absolutely.
It's really fun. Really, really fun.
One of the things we haven't talked about yet, we talked a lot about good food and the connection to Kansas City that has, but we haven't talked about Restaurant Week yet.
Oh, Restaurant Week. Yeah. One of my favorite weeks in Kansas City, for sure.
Do you remember what? It's in January or something.
In January, yeah, kind of
It
after
is.
the big Christmas season. They kick off Restaurant Week to kind of give the restaurants a little boost after everybody's, had way too much good food over the holiday season. But
and probably spent too much money on
for sure,
whatever else you do. But yeah,
for sure. But Restaurant Week's like the perfect way to like enjoy some really, some of Kansas City's best restaurants on like, a little bit of a special menu, usually a little bit special deal. So maybe a little bit cheaper than you might normally get some of the best restaurants in Kansas City. But, especially if you go for lunch. I don't know if you guys know, like,
no.
this is
I've never done it.
my Restaurant Week tip. Like, it's hard, but go for lunch during the week. And usually you can get, the lunch menus are usually a little bit cheaper, but still the same great food you'd always get at those restaurants. I know there's a couple that I like to hit up over over lunch during restaurant week. So
I always forget lunch is a good thing. Whenever I think about going, I always forget to make reservations
Yeah.
kind of in advance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
it
I
fills
look
up fast.
you look at
Yep.
dinner and you go, "Oh man, this one's already booked." But lunch is that might be the cheat code. That might be the hack.
Yep.
Either if you're like me and you don't plan super far in advance and make reservations, look at lunch. Or be a better planner and you can but it is a really cool way. Like you said, you get a kind of a special menu, so you don't have like necessarily they run the special deals for restaurant week, so not necessarily like the full choice there if you want to go that route. But a really good way to get in the door, maybe a little bit cheaper than you otherwise
for
would have,
sure.
and try a restaurant maybe you hadn't been to before or maybe don't get to go to that often.
Well, a lot of restaurants will do like a 3-course meal or
Mhm.
something.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're not normally like an appetizer and dessert person, you might be able to sneak in, you know, for maybe just a little bit more than what an entree would cost. You can get the whole experience. So
We went down back in January. We weren't intentionally trying to go during restaurant week. We just happened to be. We went down to Mission Taco,
oh yeah,
down near the crossroads, and they had some kind of special for restaurant
Mhm.
week, and it was like a appetizer. I had some like churro thing for dessert. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I never would have ordered that otherwise.
Mhm.
But it was like, oh, there's a 3-course meal deal here thing.
Yeah.
Let's do that, and very very good. So don't just check out the published restaurant week promotions there. There might be other restaurants around that are running similar promos that you can get in on, especially if you go that week.
for sure. And it's not just like Kansas City proper too, right? Like I always think of like plaza restaurants, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
it's all over the city, right? So not just in Kansas City, but all the metro locations as well. So, which I think is maybe a good segue into our Kansas City hot take. Are we ready for the Kansas City hot take this week?
Oh yeah.
What do you got?
So the Kansas City hot take this week, I think we crowdsourced this one as well.
We
Okay.
did.
But I probably agree with this one.
Okay.
So I'll
This
throw
would
it
have
out
been
there.
one you may have come up with.
It was not my crowdsource. But,
Fair enough.
So the hot take this week: Overland Park, Leawood, Lee Summit, Latha, Blue Springs, all those places are not Kansas City. I mean, I feel like that's
It's a bold claim.
some shots fired.
It is
Yeah.
some shots
And
fired.
that one probably upset some people.
A little bit. So so walk us through that one. You agree.
Yeah, so I would say I probably agree. And so here's why. If we think about Kansas City, Kansas City is Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah,
Right? Like
sure.
they're obviously, if you know Kansas City geography, state line kind of splits what we'd consider the metro in half. But there's Kansas City, Kansas. But when we say Kansas City, nobody thinks of Kansas City, Kansas, right?
Nope.
Like, and not to dash on Kansas City, Kansas. Like, there's some great things in Kansas City, Kansas for sure.
100%.
But it's not Kansas City.
Right.
Kansas City Mo. Kansas City Mo is
All the
Kansas
things
City.
you think of when you think of Kansas City are downtown, Union Station, where the Chiefs and Royals play. All of that is on the Missouri side.
That's right. It's all Kansas City Mo.
Yeah.
I would also say, like I've always lived in Kansas City. And when I say I lived in Kansas City, my address has always said
Said Kansas.
Kansas
Yeah.
City Mo.
Yeah.
Whereas if you live in Overland Park, you hear on like an airplane or something, someone's like, oh yeah, I'm from Kansas City. And when they say, where do you live? Like, oh, you're in Overland Park. Like, no, you're not Kansas City.
Yeah.
You're Kansas City adjacent.
Uh-huh.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But you're
You're a
not
suburb
you're
of
not
Kansas City. You're in the metro probably,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's
I would understand the broad answer if you're talking to somebody
Unfamiliar.
who would
Yeah.
live on the coast, and so I would see that as the reason why you'd maybe answer Kansas City. But if you're from here, I do understand
Yeah.
the hot take, and I'd be lying if I said I probably didn't agree with it a little bit.
yeah. Now part of that is, our story's similar.
Sure.
For the most part, always had a Kansas City address and on them, Kansas City, Missouri through and through. And so part of that is just that's the culture and that's
Yep.
what we grew up with. Yeah. So would you feel the same way about how does Liberty factor in for you?
I mean, I would still say not Kansas City.
Okay. Fair enough.
Kansas
So
City.
see, we're not just hating on the Kansas
Yeah, no,
suburbs.
no hate against those places. They all
Includes
have their
Blue
fine
Springs and-
qualities. If it doesn't say Casey Mo, it's not Kansas City.
Yep. It's a different vibe. I agree.
That's right.
It makes a ton of sense. It is so funny because you'll travel and you talk to people who live in another part of the country, and you mention you're from Kansas City, and they go, "Oh, Kansas, that's cool. I've never been there," or whatever. And you're like, I understand why you would think that. 'Cause
It's
the
the
name of
logical
city.
thing to think,
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah, and if you've never spent any time here, that makes sense. But you're right. Everything. When you
And
think
honestly,
about
that's
Kansas
kind of
City-
a running joke if you live here.
Yeah.
If we go to concerts, anywhere,
Yep.
it's not uncommon for the artist to think that they're in Kansas, and
Uh-huh.
they say that, and the crowd, if we're in Missouri, will let them know pretty quick that, hey, this isn't
Yeah,
Kansas.
we're
You can unintentionally hit a nerve with some people.
Right. Oh yeah. If you're not careful.
And have to walk that one back. But no, I agree. There's not that those places aren't great, not that they don't have a lot of other
Yep.
things to offer. But when you think about Kansas City and the culture of Kansas City, there's something about KC
Mhm.
that's really unique. And I do think you lose a little bit of that as you get further and further out.
For sure. For sure. You get less distinctly Kansas City outside of
Yeah.
Kansas City.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
And we're Kansas City people. So
I think that's fair.
through and through. So
Yeah.
no shade on all those other places.
Yeah,
Like
we
you said,
love you.
lots of great places. Know lots of people who live in, Overland Park and Leawood and all those places.
Yep. They're great.
You're not Kansas City. Sorry.
That was a good hot take.
That was a good one. I feel like that might be our most, what's the word I'm looking for? The most hot take we've ever had.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, the other ones were a little bit more mild, so
Mhm.
to speak, if
Yep.
you had to rank them. This one definitely is going to strike a chord with some people, but that's okay.
Let us know what you think, though. Do you agree
Yeah.
or disagree? Especially if you live in one of those places. Where are we wrong? What are we missing? We want to hear what you think.
And maybe somebody can make a good argument for why they are Kansas City.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it. I'm probably not going to believe it.
We're
I'd love to
always
hear it.
open to changing our mind. Always open to changing our mind.
We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. If you haven't had a chance to check out previous episodes, please do. We've got those uploaded as well, and we'll catch you on the next one.